Hey guys, David Baer from Baer on Marketing, and in this week's Power of Reach training, it's going to be short and sweet, but the information that I'm going to share with you is actually pretty darn powerful, and I want you to take what you learn here and figure out how best to utilize this information in your own business. So as coaches, mentors, trainers out there trying to reach an audience, we're going to talk a little bit about how Facebook and Facebook engagement is so very important and how to position yourself most effectively using Facebook. Now, before we talk about this is a blog post that I shared a couple of days ago. I want to go over to an article here that showed up in Fortune Magazine's website back in August of 2015. And the headline reads, Facebook has taken over from Google as a traffic source for news. And when you scroll down and read this, basically, so here's the subheadline. Traffic analytics from firm Parsley says its latest figures show the giant social network now accounts for more of the traffic to news sites than Google. And there's other areas where you're getting more traffic than Google is bringing. Certainly you're getting a lot more clicks over from social sites like Pinterest is bringing a ton of purchases, probably more than any other social media platform, and several of them combined. If you look at Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube combined, Pinterest actually brings more traffic to sites where people then make a purchase, right? So it's really important to understand your audience, understand who they are and which of these platforms they're hanging out on, because that's where you're going to be best at investing your time and energy in connecting what you have to share with them with the right people, obviously. So I focus on Facebook and I focus a little bit on LinkedIn, hardly anywhere else. I play around with live streaming, I play around with Twitter a bit, but those are not places that I invest much of my time. LinkedIn and Facebook are where I'm spending time because I know my audience is on these platforms. Now, I'm going to go back over to this blog post and show you the study that BuzzSumo did back in January of this year, 2016. And actually, I was going to enlarge. Let me actually just. Here we go, because I think some stuff got cut off when I did a full screen share. So here is basically a summary of the study that they did. There's a full article that you can read from Neil Patel. Can I get to that link? Okay. Which may or may not load here, but that's going to be over on Neil Patel's site. For some reason, it's not loading. So I will make sure to include a link to that somewhere as well. But let's go through the findings of their study. So BuzzSumo, if you don't know, actually, why don't I bring up BuzzSumo so that you know what it is? Where's my short link to BuzzSumo? Somewhere up here. All right, let's just type in BuzzSumo since I can't find it. Ah, there it is. I just found it after I typed that in. Okay, so BuzzSumo is a site that basically aggregates all sorts of activity online. So they are looking to see what is being shared, what's being posted around keywords, around particular authorities. So if I wanted to do some content search and say, I want to share something to people, I want to find something that's going to get a lot of activity, I can go into BuzzSumo and say, in this case, somebody searched big data. I guess this is actually a screenshot. This is an example. So, okay, so content marketing, right? So if I want to share stuff on content marketing, I can go ahead and do a search, which it looks like they've already done. And I'll click search again, and it's going to tell me what the most shared things over the past week on the subject of content marketing have been. And I can do several things. If I'm a subscriber, I can do a lot more. There's a free and a paid version of this. But I can view the backlinks. And again, I have to be a subscriber to do this. So I can see who is sharing this. I can see is literally who's sharing it on Twitter, and I can go ahead and share it myself. And if I want to position myself as an authority in my area of expertise in the topic that I focus on, let's say it's content marketing, I'd want to share stuff that I know is going to be shared by more people. Why? Because it's going to give me more credibility as the source for this information going out onto the web, with at least the first group of people who see that I have shared it. So if I know that this is going to be really popular, there have been 4.1 thousand shares on Facebook in the past week of this particular article by Neil Patel over at QuickSprout. I may want to share this, as opposed to sharing, again, this is the free version, so I think you see like the top 10 things. Seth Godin's piece here, which only got 189 shares. So this is really helpful from that perspective. It's also really helpful in just discovering great content that may be useful for you to reference, may be useful for you to position by sharing, curating that content and sharing your opinion on it. Content is a completely different subject that we've been talking about over the past couple of days, or excuse me, past couple of weeks in trainings here. But this is a really great, useful site for that purpose. So that's what BuzzSumo is. Clearly they have a lot of data, and they've used that data in this study. So here's what the study found. They went through over 1 billion Facebook posts from Facebook fan pages, and they found that there were a lot of similarities among the ones that got the greatest amount of engagement. So finding number one, actually this is just a summary of it. I'm going to go through each of them because that's what the rest of the slides are. Finding number one, it's actually a different order than it is on the previous slide. Posts with hashtags got less engagement. Now, hashtags are very popular on Instagram and on Twitter, and you're finding that they're starting to show up on Facebook and a few other platforms. And a hashtag, if you're not familiar with it, or with that term, is that pound sign, right? Hashtag, with a word or a series of words that are all connected together without any spaces between them, that will identify what the subject matter of that post is. So let's say you are posting around a topic that you want people to be able to find. They may not be following you on a social platform, but they might type that term into a search bar at the top of that social platform. One that's been in the news a lot over the past several months here in the US is Black Lives Matter. That is a hashtag that if people want to join in the conversation around that topic of the role of blacks in America, Black Lives Matter has been a hashtag that has been included in the posts that people want to be a part of that quote-unquote conversation on social media on platforms like Twitter. And so that's a way that you use hashtags. On Facebook, hashtags, you're starting to see them show up, but they're not used quite as much. You don't tend to find people searching based on hashtags. What this finding has shown is that when there are hashtags on a post, it tends to get a lower amount of engagement, not significantly, but you can see there's a difference here, a lower amount of engagement versus the ones that do have hashtags. So you want to make sure, I'm sorry, I should rephrase that because I think I started down the wrong path. So with hashtags, lower amount. Without hashtags, higher amount of engagement. So this is an effective use of being able to get your content found. But when it comes to getting engagement on your content on Facebook, if you don't use hashtags, you're better off. Next finding, directly embedding Facebook videos gets more engagement than sharing a YouTube video on Facebook. There has been a war between Facebook and YouTube over the last year plus, year and a half almost, where Facebook now allows you to upload videos directly to that platform, just like YouTube allows you to upload videos directly to their platform. Facebook is favoring, in their algorithms, favoring the sharing of and the visibility of videos that have been uploaded directly to their platform. And they are minimizing the visibility of YouTube videos that get shared over to Facebook by just, putting the URL of the YouTube video in your Facebook post. It will populate a little thumbnail image, but it's not very big, and Facebook won't show those to as many people. So already you're not getting as much exposure by simply sharing a YouTube video on Facebook. So you're getting a lot more engagement when you upload something directly to Facebook. And here it's showing that there's a decent amount of shares, a lot of likes, and not as many comments, but still some comments over YouTube videos. So that's another area that you want to make sure you're focusing on: native Facebook videos, meaning directly uploaded into Facebook. All right, next one. Short Facebook posts got more engagement. Why? We have a short attention span, and it's a lot easier to consume a short post with a short number of characters. So in this case, it shows that under 50 characters of text is getting the most amount of engagement, and then it is declining, and then it sort of plateaus when it's 200 characters or more. In general, there are a lot more people using mobile devices these days to view Facebook and to view social content in general. And so what's happening is you're holding your phone, right? You're scrolling with your thumb. It has been proven, scientifically proven, that 7 words is about the maximum that, as somebody is scrolling with their thumb through all of these posts, that the eye can consume. And therefore, you're logically going to get more engagement when you have a shorter amount of text, 7 words or fewer, or in this case it's showing 50 characters or fewer. And so you want to find ways to be really concise. Twitter has trained us to do that, 140 characters or less, right? Well, in this case, it's saying under 100 and preferably under 50 is going to benefit you more. All right, the next finding here is having your posts framed as questions. Is that going to get more engagement? Naturally, it's going to get more engagement, because if you're asking a question, it's prompting people to engage by providing an answer. So questions are the top type of most engaged with post. That was very poorly worded. Next is image posts, next is videos, and then you'll see that there's a significant drop to posts that offer links, giveaways, and coupon discounts, which we're often taught by the companies that want to sell us that service of promoting coupons and giveaways. They actually are much, much lower. So those may do well as promoted posts where we're paying to have people see them, but they're not doing well in terms of engagement organically. So questions and image posts really top the list. All right, next. And this is really sort of just giving you a little bit more detail on what we just discussed. Where are you getting that engagement? Well, it looks like you're getting almost all of the engagement level on most of these things. It's likes. Likes is the top quantity of engagement. But a like is probably not the most important metric when it comes to engagement, because it's really easy to just click the like button, right? It's really easy to click the thumbs up, but true engagement is commenting and sharing. Commenting is going to say, yeah, there's actually people who have a response to this post, who have a question about this post, who want to join in the discussion around this post. So that's really helpful, and clearly you see that we're getting a lot of that with questions. You also see it in giveaways, and I would sort of question why we're seeing so much comments and giveaways. Often the giveaway is framed in a way that it's encouraging comments. So, if you'd like to participate in this giveaway, comment with the word yes below or something like that. That's probably why we're seeing a lot more comments there. And then share. We're seeing a significant number on videos, And videos are something that I think people like to share. If it's the right kind of content in the video, you can position it really nicely to be shared, especially if you encourage people at the end of the video to share it, right? So you see a lot of shares. That's the blue line on videos. And then a somewhat significant number on images and questions. Shares really amplify your content, right? So that's the biggest a type of engagement that you would like to seek out, because it means that you're going to reach more people if there are people who are consuming and then sharing your content. So positioning your content to get shared can be really, really useful. All right, let's move on to when to post. Now, this is a little tricky because in social media, you could have an audience that's local in your local market, and therefore people are consuming it at the same time that you might be scheduling it to be posted. Or you might have a worldwide audience, or an audience that's over multiple time zones. And so here what their finding was to post things between 10 p.m. and midnight local time is going to get a greater amount of engagement. So if you know where your audience is, Facebook is getting a lot more activity and a lot more engagement during this period of time locally for those individuals. But if you're in a worldwide situation where you have people all over the place, this is a little bit more difficult to be able to plan out. So you can find on your Facebook fan page information about, I'm going to jump over to a fan page. Let's see. I don't even know where I am on Facebook. Okay, so let me go to Baer on Marketing, and I'm going to go into the Insights tab right up at the top here. And this is going to show you where you're going to find the information on when the people who follow you are online. All right, so I always move this around, and I'm trying to find out where to get that info. So give me just a moment here, because I always forget where we need to go. Likes. It's not likes. Is it? Here it is. Okay. So this isn't the total page likes. Maybe it's under people now. This keeps moving around, so it's not videos. It's not posts. Here we go. Okay. So it's under posts now. And this is telling me that the people who are viewing my page, that I'm getting the most amount of them on Facebook between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. So that would make the most sense for me to be posting to those people, or to my audience at that time, right? That bucks the trend of what we learned over here, which is 10 p.m. to midnight local time, but that's probably because I have a huge number of people in other time zones. So that's a little detail on that point. And then Sundays is where you're going to get the most engagement. Now, why Sundays? It's because you have the least amount of competition. Most of the content that's being uploaded to Facebook is happening Monday through Friday. So when you can upload your content and people are still consuming content over the weekend, but as a business, as a fan page content creator, if you share your content over the weekend, particularly on Sunday apparently, you're going to get more engagement because you have less competition. And finally, images posted via Instagram get 23% more engagement. Why is this? I'm not quite sure, but you have to remember that Facebook owns Instagram, and maybe it's part of their strategy, the algorithms, to promote more interaction between the two platforms. So right now, and this may change in the future, but right now we will see that if you post to Instagram and share it to Facebook, you're going to get a greater amount of engagement on your image than if you post directly to Facebook only. So those are the findings, and really could mean any number of different things for you in your business depending on how you want to utilize this information. But knowing this sort of thing is going to help you make smarter decisions about how you are creating your content on a platform like Facebook, because you know that there's going to be a difference depending on what you do. So this is a post that I will link as well. It's back on my blog, and it's Facebook Engagement Insights from BuzzSumo. I hope this has been useful for you. I'd love to hear your comments and share your questions over in our Facebook group for the Power of Reach, and I appreciate your time and hope that this has been useful information for you. Look forward to chatting further over in the group. Take care.